Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins, bringing you another very important article coming from down under. And I kind of want to call this one, Can Santa Save Australia? Could Santa save Christmas this year? Could Christmas save, like in the States they're saying, and raise consumer confidence and spend more on their credit cards and spend more on your lines of credit and spend more money you don't have already and put it on credit cards? It's okay. You could pay later, they say. This new younger generation are more comfortable with debt nowadays and paying it off slowly. They never pay it off. Well, some of them do. I mean, I know a guy that paid off his student loans. He got them. He's like 43 now. He got him after high school. He just paid him off after almost 30 years. But to be very frank with you guys, I mean, could Christmas? Because I was reading a Bloomberg article where they were saying basically Christmas might be headed towards positive consumer confidence. And look at the Australian economy. It's the Australian economy to limp along as consumers struggle. Reuters poll. Consumer confidence is not down. I think consumer confidence is super up, but they don't have money to spend and consume. Because now a lot of people have eradicated the equity in their homes to buy more throwaway crap or to pick up or buy more stuff they don't need. Like buying a washing machine to wash only ties, or to buy a mirrors for your ceiling, or to buy like just the most bizarro things you could ever think you could buy. Anyway, so yeah, Australian economy to limp along as consumers struggle. Reuters poll. Sydney analysts have again trimmed their forecasts for Australia's economic growth as consumers struggle with high debt and sluggish wages at home. Remember, Australia has one of the highest consumer debt ratios per capita. So household debt is the highest in the Commonwealth, followed by Canada. Canada, the UK, and then the UK doesn't give out that much credit that fast. Australia does, though. You could walk into a Bank of Australia and not even be part of that bank, and they'll sign you up with a mortgage. That was back before the whole stress testing. This is when everything was going great, and homeowners became wealthy on paper overnight. Woo! Okay. Sluggish wages at home while slowdown globally weighs on business investment plan, a Reuters poll found. Economists polled by Reuters forecast Australia's 1.9 trillion of annual gross domestic product would explain the 1.9% in 2019, down from predictions of the 2.1% in the previous poll and 2.7% earlier in the year. So it's 1% down from predictions. So, yeah. Growth was seen picking up modestly at 2.5% in 2020, and 2021 still short of 2.75%. That is the considered trend. A run for poor quarters have already seen annual growth slow to its lowest in a decade, at just 1.4%, led by weakness in consumer spending and home building. I don't think there's a weakness in consumer spending. I think consumers just don't have money. They're all tapped out. And a lot of them, if you look at some of their debt service ratios, a lot of these people need more credit counseling than getting more credit or getting more into debt. You know what I'm saying? The Reserve Bank of Australia, RBA, has reacted by chopping interest rates by 75 basis points to a historic low of 0.75%, and markets are priced for a further move to 0.5%. So we talked about this yesterday on Trends in the Housing Market when we were discussing how the spring sales in Australia. We had one article saying that everything's going down, and it's one of the worst springs in Australia. Gonna probably be on par with the 2018 spring. and 2019 spring. Sorry, it's going to be on par with the 29. Yeah, well, yeah, because they're spring now. 2019 spring or 2018 spring. So it's going to be even worse than that one. So it's going to be more sluggish, more stagnant. So we got a problem here, guys, because a lot of these economists are hoping that Christmas bails out the economy. I don't think Christmas is going to save any economy this year, guys. Early signs suggest this high reignited demand for housing has driven up home prices higher after 2 years of decline, but it has yet to revive business or consumer sentiment. There is a risk that rate cuts have had a negative impact on household precipitation of the economy and could actually be doing more harm than good, warned Gareth Arid, a senior economist of the CBA. There are, of course, other factors weighing on consumer confidence, including U.S.-China trade tensions, elevated share market volatility. That's actually a good one. Tighter fiscal policy, and more generally, a soft tone on local economic data. Wait, they forgot something. Donald Trump and Brexit. They should add that in there, too, just to make it like, I just put that in there. Put that on the board there. Sorry, I just had to wet my beak there. The Conservative government and Prime Minister Scotty Morrison has resisted calls for more fiscal stimulus, preferring to stick it to political pledge to deliver budget surpluses instead. State spending on infrastructure is one bright spot, as is strength in the resource exports. Yeah, they're iron ore exports, which has at least helped the country dodge an outright recession. I think Australia's been in a recession for the last year and a half, 2 years, since the housing market went to B flatline. And not only that, it's going to become like Japan. But who wants to be in a Japan zombie state scenario? Hold on. Who wants to be in one of those scenarios with like $2 million homes, $2 million fixer-uppers? Who wants to be in the stagnant economy where nothing moves, but everything's out of reach for everybody? Where in Japan, nothing really moves. It hasn't moved in 20 years. It's in the zombie state, but you could still pick up a decent one, maybe two bedroom for 100,000 Canadian in Tokyo. So you could still get by in Japan. It's not going up, it's not going down, but it's not going anywhere. But it's not $2 million for a condominium. And that's what I'm scared of here. Thankfully, there is plenty of scope for the stimulus, given core inflation is down around 1.6%, having run below the RBA's 2 to 3% target band for more than 2 years now. Even after recent rate cuts, the poll showed analysts expected headline inflation to stay out of 1.6% for all of this year, before rising slowly to 2% in both 2020 and 2021. I kind of wanted to throw this out there, guys, because this is somewhat important, because I'm seeing a lot of, come on, Christmas, let's get here now, Christmas, because our economy needs you. What? They don't even call it Christmas anymore. They're changing it around. Now, people that used to buy stuff for people back in the day say, well, it's not Christmas anymore. So, but anyway, I'm not going to get political with that, man. I'm not going to get my channel shut down. But can Santa save our economy this year? Could consumer spending uptick in this spending season? I just think people want to buy stuff. I think people want to go shop. It's just human nature. I just believe that they just don't have the money to do it. That's just what I think, guys. Heck, what do I know? I can't even read. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I would like to know. Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Thanks for joining me, and big hug to my friends down under. I love you guys.